I loved this film. I want to know what the most unique thing about working with Guillermo del Toro is, something you've never experienced on a set before.
Oh, I just live for him to say, I like that. He's just very enthusiastic. He gives you a very complete world. You enter that world, you get on that set, that carnival set. It was full of detail. It was full of beautiful things. It was easy to pretend. And then once you get there, gives you a beautiful script, really muscular, cinematography. Then you get there and he's also very loose. He's open to suggestion. He invents things sometimes. Sometimes he gets there and changes his mind about things. So it's fluid. It doesn't feel like work. It does feel like sounds kind of irresponsible, but it is play. That's the guy you want to play with because he has intellectually has such a strong understanding of cinema, and personally he has such a passion for cinema. So you like to work with these people. They're turned on, and when you're with them, it inspires you.
You mentioned the suggestions. Is there anything that you suggested about Clem that ended up making the film that you can think of?
No, just silly things. It's like he was very interested in kind of jargon, a slang, and we played around with some of that. I don't know how much ended up in the film, but just little things, little turns of phrases that we invented, the kind of textured, made the world more specific. Working with Bradley, he was very loose as well because they shot like half of the film before the pandemic, and then they took a break. And then by the time I get there, he had a real good rapport with Guillermo. So a lot of my scenes are with Bradley. So the connective tissue of the scenes, the beginnings and the ends, we usually got some playroom there. And it was fun. It was fun. I mean, we bounced off each other pretty well.
Bradley Cooper said that this was the most terrifying project that he's ever taken on in terms of challenge. What would you say was the most terrifying project that you've ever taken on?
Oh my God. I suppose the most terrifying one is the one that you're there and then you lose your nerve. Or you can always, when you choose to do a project, it's usually nice to know why you do it, and then put aside worries about how it's going to turn out or results. You do it because you know why you did it, and then you follow through. But there are some movies where you feel like, ooh, I didn't think about this well enough. I'm pretty good. I didn't think I can usually, sometimes movies don't work, but if I know why I did them, I feel fine with the result. But I guess the toughest movies are the movies where you're there and you go, oops, this isn't going well. But that wasn't the case with this.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
This movie, kind of explores like who people really are. Is there anything that you learned about yourself as a result of working on Nightmare Alley?
I'm sure there is. Can't quite identify it. When you play a character like Clem, you get into this dialogue with yourself about, classically they say, and it's true, you can't judge your characters. You're inhabiting them. You're justifying what you do as a character because you're that person. You defend them, you protect them. But in retrospect, there's certain things about a kind of pragmatism. You got to keep the balance between being pragmatic and being moral. That is always a struggle, I think, in the world. When I say, particularly if you have a dim view of the world.
Yeah.
A dark view of the world,
yeah.
Which I don't think I do. But I mean, when you get into a dialogue about after the fact, about what Clem does, for example, or what happens in the story, it just makes you think about human nature. So it's a good thing to, the story pushes you to that place, asks questions about human nature and what people will do in the pursuit of happiness. And if they don't know themselves and if they don't understand the proper, a true recipe for happiness that can hurt a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, I'm out of time, but I am about to hit the Willem Dafoe trifecta, French Dispatch, Nightmare Alley, going to see Spider-Man. So.
Oh, all right. Cool.
Take care. Bye.
Yeah. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.